Hey, thank you for clicking on the video. As you can see, we're talking about Let It Shine today. And as per usual, if you don't like spoilers and you've never seen Let It Shine before, you should jump off of here, go watch it, and then come back. If you don't care, we move on. Now, Let It Shine was one of my favorites. I definitely was a Disney kid, and it came out when I was still younger, and so I really enjoyed it when it came out. And it's just a great nostalgia film to like look back on. um, However, there are some things within the movie where I'm like, why? What? Okay, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to start off talking about the dad because I think I have the least amount of things to say about him. But so triggering, right? Like, he is one of those typical old school, overly judgmental church goers. And, he the pastor. So he got his way to like showboat throughout his sermons, just being hella disrespectful to a whole genre of just not just music, but of what people enjoy. You know what I mean? Like that first sermon we see, and he dogging rap music, and literally, so mind you, the choir is made up of a bunch of youth, all right, so teenagers and stuff. And so when he started talking about kids who like rap, they all like quickly turned their head over to Cyrus because they like, well, he talking about you. He talking about your best. Like, and the crazy part is, this was before he even knew anything about Cyrus's love for rap and creating music that was not church music, right? So it was quite interesting seeing that, because all you're doing is making this boy feel even less comfortable coming to you and telling you the truth. Because mind you, the mom knew the entire time. The mom knew that Cyrus worked at that teen club, and she knew how his love for music, like for rap music and stuff. So the only person that didn't know was the dad, which so non-observant, right? Like you just don't know what's really going on, because you're talking all this mess, and then you don't even know that you're literally downplaying something that your son loves, right? And so in his next sermon, the next sermon we see, he is just dogging the mess out of Roxy. Like, she's a child. This grown man thought it would be a good idea to pick on a child as his, service. And this is my issue because, okay, it's Disney, so they not gonna really put no weird mess in it. Not for real, But he gave creep vibes. I'm gonna be completely honest, because when the wife confront him about what he did to Roxy, making her cry and run off, he like, oh, well, she didn't seem so innocent in her music video. What you mean by that, sir? How did you see her music video? You know what I mean? You hate this type of music. There is no reason why you would sit through her music video unless you want some weird mess. Because I'm gonna be completely honest, when you go and watch it, like, Cyrus really keeps that music stuff to himself. If he ain't by himself, he with his friend Chris, right? Like, so even when they learned about the competition, it's just him and Chris. They by themselves watching this TV show. When did you find the time to watch this music video? And he stopped himself, talking about, I don't feel like talking about this. I feel like you was about to get yourself caught up, sir. Like, I think you was about to tell on yourself. A little weird, a little creepy, you know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't like that, because you talk mad shit about this whole genre of music. You don't like this secular music, so I'm having a hard time understanding when the hell you had the time to watch her music video to know that she wasn't acting so innocent in it. But okay. And I'm gonna say, like, W mom, because she made sure that he went and set that straight. And I will say this, I like the fact that his apology seemed genuine, right? Which, if he a creep? Of course it would be genuine. But, you know, like, it did, he could have half-assed it, and he didn't. It was a genuine feeling apology. You know, to be fair, though, he did turn around and take the moment to, you know, get on his son ass, but you know, he seemed genuine when he said it. And I think he probably was, you know, because I don't think he meant to like make her cry and like feel that bad. But like, what did you expect to happen when you literally chose to dog her in front of a group of people and make your whole sermon about how she trifling, basically? like that was basically what it was, you know what I mean? It was so annoying. Also, like, this is the last thing pertaining to that, with the dude that Cyrus worked for, I think his name was Levi. It felt like they had like some type of history, like almost like they were friends, and like they was just like judging each other's lifestyle. Like, I can't believe you chose this path, I can't believe you chose that path. Like, that's what it felt like. But we don't really get too much context there, but it definitely felt like some old friendship who's like separated along their paths, you know. But yeah, so moving on. That's the last thing I had to say about him. Moving on, let's talk about the main thing about the movie, right? Which is Cyrus and Chris. They get their music entered into this contest. Chris won. I mean, not Chris. Cyrus won, but because he put his name in as Truth, and this boy, I don't know what possessed this boy to send a picture of him and and Chris together. Like, why would you send that picture, right? And then Chris, it did seem like it was Chris's stuff because he's the bigger, like, he's the more focal point in the picture. Why you didn't choose to cut him out, choose a picture with just you, fold the picture and have, like, he could have done anything to make sure that it was known that it was his song and his entry. But you didn't do that. You just sent a picture, and you already have the, like, low self-esteem. You already have this superior complex when it comes to Chris already. Just looks alone. And you thought it was a good idea to send a picture with the both of y'all. Okay. And like, it was just so that, to be fair though, because when Roxy heard that song, she just immediately stopped. She was like, oh, this the winner. I'm not looking through no more. I'm sure if she had continued forward, she would have seen Chris's entry and been like, oh, okay, so this is Cyrus's and this is Chris. And it wouldn't have been no confusion, right? But she stopped immediately once she heard that song. She was like, oh, this is the winner. I ain't got nothing else to look into. This is it. And with her manager also being there, her manager was such a little annoying ass bitch. She got on my nerves. She was giving very much so handler vibes. If you know, you know. But she also encouraged this girl to think that it was Chris who won as well. So they all just, they even admit at the end that it was all about the looks for them. Like, and it's so crazy to me that Roxy had the nerve to try and act like she wasn't hoping that it was Chris who had won. Like, you immediately went for the look. Stop lying. Like, she talking about some, when her and Cyrus finally talk in that last scene when she's upset, she's like, no, I fell in love with the song. No, you didn't. You liked the song and then you looked at the picture and immediately gravitated towards the looks. So stop lying. You know what I mean? Like, and he like, you know, this is my thing, because Chris don't even look like he sound like Cyrus. Like, it looked like that sound would be coming from Cyrus. You know what I mean? So that also irritated me. I'm gonna be completely honest. But I find it so annoying because from the very beginning they kept talking about some, oh, don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Like, you know what's hating? Telling your friend who you know has low self-esteem and who you know has stage fright and who you know will literally do anything for you because he's your best friend, telling him, well, I want this attention and I want the glory, so why don't you help me trick everybody? And he does it because he's like, okay, well, sure, they want you, they don't want me. So, of course Cyrus goes along with it, And then when he finally, so he gets upset because he's finally getting more courage because he's hanging out with Roxy more. And this girl is so lost in the sauce. Like, she talking about some, I don't know if I'm good enough for Chris. But you're constantly talking about how shallow the conversations are when y'all together. I don't know how that equates. I don't understand why you questioning yourself. You should have been asking the question, I don't understand how he's writing all this deep music, but he's not giving me that same energy. And she was literally saying that exact thing and then turning around and asking the question, am I good enough for him? Which, fair enough, Cyrus gets mad at that. Like, you should. Like, this girl is asking dumbass questions. So when he finally go and confront Chris and he's like, hey, I don't want to do this. I want to tell the truth. Like, I like this girl. I like her more and more we hang out. You got her over here, nose wide open for you, and you up here in the face of all these other girls. She don't even know that you're shallow. You ain't got no depth, And don't get me wrong. This is the thing. Chris had talent in the dance department. Like, he could dance. Don't get me wrong. But he didn't have talent in the areas where it was necessary for this film, right? So he's like, you don't have it. You don't got it. I do. I'm tired of lying. And then this boy had the nerve to tell Cyrus, you a hater. And then broke down. Mind you, this how you know they was best friends. Because when they arguing, now, Cyrus was really going in on Chris. He was mad. But Chris turned around. You supposed to be mad at this boy. You supposed to be dogging him. He was like, nah, you a hater. And you a punk. You know why? Because you good. You got it. You ain't doing nothing with it. Like, why are you complimenting him when you supposed to be mad? Like, that's friend-ish. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, there was no reason for him to just start complimenting him. That made me laugh so hard. Like, he was like, no, I'm mad too. Like, you have talent and you ain't doing nothing with it. Like, okay, bud. And you know what's annoying? Because you had the nerve to get that mad, and because he wanted to tell the truth, and you still just allowed him to tell the truth. Like, you still let Cyrus go up on the stage as truth at the end, So being upset was no point. The moment he was like, we make this right tonight, Chris was like, okay, like, I'm done fighting about this. He just didn't care anymore, Speaking of going up on that stage, this is my issue with Bling, y'all. Bling knew that Cyrus, aka True, had information on him, okay? And yet you still wanted to talk big ish like he ain't have something on you. You know what I mean? And this is my thing. I don't think that Chris had an issue with him working a normal job like everybody else. Because, everybody else do it. He work a normal job. It's the simple fact that Bling went around making everybody believe that he was rich. Okay, so Cyrus was like, boy, you sitting up here lying and portraying yourself like you're not just like everybody else. You're trying to make everybody else feel beneath you, when in reality, you ain't got to do all that. You trying to make yourself feel bigger by choosing to lie about being rich. For what reason? Like, we all in the same boat. We all having to work hard. So what the hell is what's your problem? Like, I think that's what it was. But, like, the fact that Bling went up there just talking mad-ish and, like, still on one, like, of course you was gonna get your ass handed to you. And I saw somebody say, like, they thought Bling actually won that. No, Bling did not actually win that. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel like what Bling was saying was now it was entertaining, don't get me wrong. Like, both of them did really good. That final battle was so iconic, right? And I think that Bling was very flashy with it, and he was very gimmicky with it, but he really wasn't saying nothing. Like, he wasn't saying much, right? Cyrus, on the other hand, he actually pulled out, good verses, you know what I mean, like actual substance when he was rapping towards this boy, like in their verses, so I definitely think that Truth definitely won that battle. There's no debate in my mind, but everybody view it how they view it, but yeah, I just didn't like that you sitting up here acting like you don't know that this boy can pull the rabbit out the hat on your ass, you know what I mean. Also, this is so random, but at the end, Chris goes to the church. Where the hell is Roxy's parents? Where the hell is Chris' parents, right? Because this boy goes to the church by himself, and he's like, can I join y'all, or whatever. And the pastor dude, I don't know his name. I don't know the parents' name at all, actually. I don't know if they ever even said on it. If they did, I never caught it. But he like happy or whatever. This your first time in this church. Why you up in here cutting up like this? This boy, you the only one up in the aisles dancing, like doing the robot and stuff. It was ridiculous. Like, he was tripping. He was really freaking tripping in that church. Like, this your first time. Sit down, okay, sir? But yeah, the last thing I want to say is pertaining to Roxy's manager. Like I said, she gave very much so handler vibes. I did not like the way that she was. She was not really there for Roxy, and I'm gonna be completely honest, because of Roxy in the end deciding, okay, I want to do something new and fresh and me. I definitely know and feel strongly that at some point down the line, she got new management. That woman was not for her. She was for herself. And then she kept using the excuse of, oh, I know, but you don't. No, you don't. Like, and then I didn't like that she was very much so, about Chris's looks as well, like in that weird creepy way that them people be, you know what I mean. And like, so much so you treated Cyrus like crap. Like, she couldn't even say his name. Like, she refused to say. She called him everything but his name. It was so ridiculous. Like, I didn't like her at all. And I'm glad that Roxy decided to stand up for herself, towards the end. Now, Roxy, she had her faults as well. Like, she had her part to play in it as well. But I feel like she got so upset towards the end, like only the boys did something wrong. But I'm glad that she was able to admit, what, I was looking at the features more than I would have liked to admit. Because she did love the music. But, yeah, you gravitated towards Chris for the looks. You did. Which is crazy, because I actually thought that Cyrus and Roxy made a better looking pair. Could just be me, or maybe it's just my brain because I know how the movie ends. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got to say. If you made it this far, why don't you tell me what your favorite song in the film was? And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, until next time, bye.